So, King-Ohger episode 24. I do apologize, I'm a little bit late getting this episode out. I've been waiting for a different subgroup now, so they do take a while to put out their subs, but not only that, all of yesterday on Monday I got sick, and then I was starting to get sick on Sunday, which you could probably hear in the Gates review. But King-Ohger episode 24, so I don't know if there's a lot to talk about in this episode when it comes to the plot. So we've got Desnarak, who's had enough. Instead of wanting to control the world, he now wants to destroy it, and what he's doing is he's burrowing into the Earth's core, and then he's going to blow the gosh dang thing up. He's going to blow it up. And of course Jeramie shows up, and they have their little squabble, because, you know, Jeramie is trying to be the mediator between two sides. He believes that both sides are of the same coin, and he doesn't believe in good or bad, and he doesn't understand why the Bugnarok is so hated, because in this episode you have Gira's little friend Boone walk up to Jeramie and calls him a Bugnarok, and he fears him. And Jeramie asks, do you think the Bugnarok are bad people? And there's sort of this prejudice between the Bugnarok, because most of them have just been destroying and trying to topple all the kingdoms, so of course people fear them. Of course there's probably not going to be a bad Bugnarok out there. So I kind of do like that sort of real world symbolism they've got going there, where Jeramie just wants everyone to get along on both sides. But of course this war has been raging on for 2,000 years, and of course some people aren't going to trust the Bugnarok, and he sees that firsthand in this episode. Also in this episode we discover Jeramie's full name. It's not Jeramie Barassi, it's Jeramie Ide Monarch or Monarch Ni Barassi, and we find out that he's a distant relative of Bugnarok. So when they're all trying to stop him, Jeramie doesn't do anything and basically constricts all the others with his web, and he tries talking down Desnarak by saying, hey, you don't have to destroy the world, we can work together, we can actually sort this out. And that's the thing with Jeramie. Ever since he's been around, he thinks he can solve all these problems with talking and not fighting, and I get where he's coming from. He doesn't want to fight everyone, he doesn't want to fight both sides, he doesn't want to get the Bugnarok injured or any more casualties lost. He's trying to talk down Desnarak, but Desnarak being Desnarak doesn't listen, and he eats a giant soul, which I believe is the soul of the Terror. I believe. I don't think they explain it. If I missed it, please explain to me in the chat what soul he just ate. It looked like a big juicy one with how he was gobbling that down. But he jumps into the Earth's core and goes to destroy it, which is going to lead into next week's episode. Now I know I'm jumping all over the place in this review, recap, whatever you want to call it, but I wanted to focus on the Jeramie stuff first, because that's where all the character driven moments are in this episode, with Jeramie trying to be the king that rules over everything and be the mediator between the Bugnarok and the humans, where he wants to stop all the fighting. Now in this episode it was a lot of silly fun. They did have a festival, you got to see the characters hanging out and having fun. That was a lot of fun. Like, you had Yama's game, you had Himino doing something, you had Rita doing something with snow cones, and the Dabowski siblings cooking. That was a lot of fun in this episode. Like, I enjoyed all that stuff, because I thought this episode was going to be a lax episode with the Jeramie stuff in the background, but the episode, like, jumped between the Jeramie stuff, but not only that, the fun festival stuff in the episode, so we had that going on with it. But overall, I thought this episode was alright. I thought it was pretty good. It's sort of like a nice breather episode, but we're also doing these two-parters that we've been doing with King-Ohger. We had one last time with the whole Daigog story arc, where he was going to destroy the city and they had to summon the castle, and now it looks like we're getting another two-parter where Desnarak is going to destroy the Earth's core, and they're going to have to summon all the people together to pilot the Zord, or pilot the mech, and they can form the super duper mech that combines with the castle. So we've got that going on. But if this is the end of Desnarak, then who's going to be the big bad after this guy? I get the feeling that scans are kind of going to come out and they'll reveal it, or maybe we'll get a switch and Desnarak survives, or there'll be another villain. You never know. You never know. This show has been full of surprises recently, but yeah, like I said, this episode was mostly a two-parter to lead into next week. And next week's episode is the debut of God King-Ohger, and that's their big super-duper combined mech, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm wondering, where does this show go from here once we introduce that mech? There has been rumblings of a certain anniversary season crossing over with this show. If you haven't heard it, then you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it, just in case some people are out of the loop. But if you follow TokuTubing and Twitter and stuff like that, or social media, then you probably know what I'm talking about. So I get the feeling that they're wrapping up this story arc with Desnarak and destroying, like, him trying to destroy the Earth's core, and then they come together to save the world. I wonder what they're going to do next. But overall, like I said, this episode was a lot of fun. Like I said, fun little festival. It had some good jokes, had some good gags, had some nice moments. It was nice seeing the characters chill back and relax for like the first half of this episode, because it has been balls to the wall crazy for the last couple of weeks or even months with everything going on this show. It's been non-stop action, action, action. There's been some breathers here and there, like the clip show episode, but this episode, although it had the Jeramie stuff in the episode, it was a nice little breather with everything going on for our main heroes while Jeramie was doing that stuff in the background. So, what did you think of King-Ohger episode 24? Did you love it? Did you hate it? If I missed anything, I do apologize. Like I said, I'm coming down or fighting off a cold. I might have missed a couple of things, but I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. With that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Bye.